Alright, and I am back. It wasn't too long. Do this. Oh, back and all set up. Alright. Good. Let's change the scores. Orbedo is up by 1. Oops. 1. Alright. Alright, so get the band set right here. One thing I'm a little bit disappointed about this tournament is I feel like I really enjoy analytical casting, and I really like super in-depth analysis of the fights and stuff like that. But I went through and I did like some test casts last night. And I went through and I rewatched them, and I felt like I was actually too analytical and I didn't follow the fights well enough. And there was like a bunch lost in between what I was talking about and what was going on. So I'm trying to focus more on the play-by-play. I would have much rather liked to have done some kind of like super analytical, like analyzing all the guard slips and the mind games that are going on and why people do them. But it's not really. I don't think it's the right casting style for Archeblade because the game is so fast-paced and it's really hard to keep track of everything. So setting up the bands. Alright. Yeah, I just kind of wish. Alright, so it looks like you know goes around. So what I was saying. What was I saying? I can't even speak right. I would have liked to done a lot more analysis about this kind of stuff. It's too difficult. And I think it's better to do the play-by-play casting for like the live tournament and all that stuff. Man, my voice is really sore already. This is gonna be tough, man. Tomorrow's gonna suck. I'm probably not gonna have a voice tomorrow. So I'm just gonna wait for the first match to blow over, kind of like always. Sadly, I am too exhausted to do this stuff to get the spectator mode so we can watch. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Man, I'm so tired. Oh. But it's alright, because the tournament's, like, close to being over. You know, kinda. Oh, man. It's not even really that close. It's gonna be tough. Oh. I was talking about something, and then I realized I wasn't doing the countdowns. Oh yeah, I'm just way too exhausted at this point to even want to try to... I mean, it didn't look like it was that much stuff to do, you just add something to an NA file, but... I am really too tired to even do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like just talk about random stuff and use this as kind of like a break period before I start having to do the casting again. I feel like that's a pretty good idea. So we're gonna take a break, just talk about random stuff before the actual fight starts. Is that how long it's been? Hold on a minute. Yeah, that's how long it's been. 3 hours. I've never done anything like this before, like at all, so this is pretty draining. No, don't worry about ending it tomorrow. Well, actually, since we'll have less participants, I actually might want to do that because I'm so tired. But I would like to get down to the semifinals and the grand finals. So that's one more match after this, I think. So I think what we can do is we can go ahead, or no, it's 2 more matches after this. So I think we can do 2 more matches. Let me check the well. Oh, I should be casting. I just totally remember that. I'll check the brackets after this fight ends really quick before I start the countdown. So, anyways, going to this fight. Let's see what's going on. So Obito punishes him. Oh, he guard slipped him. I feel bad. So many guard slips on the newer player. This is kind of brutal to watch. But yeah, he's just going for like all kinds of super strong, tight guard slips in the mind games as well. He's doing the tight XL range is really long, so you can kind of do that. Gosh, I totally forgot. This is getting a little difficult. So this looks very, very tough for Denev to win, though. I don't think he's really expecting what's happening in these fights at all. And he's not used to guard slipping it. I don't think he understands tight combos either, because he keeps unguarding when he really shouldn't be. This is very dangerous for the newer player. Obito tries to land. Oh, that was pretty cool. I like seeing that. He went for the shift R, right as Val went for the shift R. This is pretty solid. One of the things you can do with Val and Taik, which Obito just did, is it looks like the fight is about to end though. Yeah. So one of the things you can do is Val or Taik that Obito just did is after using like the very basics of a combo, you can shift R afterwards, like immediately. And not a lot of people guard against it. They don't really expect it because most people do like the LL combo and then it's over. So. Okay, yes, I will do 2 more matches after this, so that way we can get down to the grand finals slash the semifinals and then the grand finals tomorrow. And we can just leave it at that. So anyways, I'm going to try to focus a little bit more on the casting. Whoops. That was unintentional. So it looks like Denev is kind of really scared after that last fight, and he's playing really passive. Like the earlier matches, we saw him kind of go crazy and go for like the shift R at the start and like the crazy JR, and the Val vs. Val matches, they would both JR each other. Denev usually ended up coming out on top. So it looks like I think he's doing something that's really, really solid that like not a lot of new players do, and that's change up the way that he's playing. He's playing an entirely different style, and I think it's a really good read by him on what you should be doing to respond to this kind of fight. So, to this kind of player, I guess. So, like, I guess the best way to put it is that you can kind of tell that Denev is learning in this fight. And that's, you know, that's what's important. This tournament's all about fun and stuff, so learning how to play with things like that is pretty good. He's actually doing like a really solid job against Obito. Like he's holding his own. It's not like he's getting absolutely destroyed, which you would kind of expect seeing like the levels and the play hours. Like it's level 6 versus a level 100. And he's actually got a health advantage right now, which I think is really impressive. And part of that might be because Obito is going for too many mind games, if you know what I mean. Like, he's trying too hard to do the fancy stuff, and because that Denev is newer, it's not gonna end up working on him, because, you can't really, gosh, let me think of the way to word this. You can't mind game somebody who doesn't know the correct thing to do in the first place, right? So it's totally possible that Obito has been outplaying himself for this part of this fight, and that's he might actually end up losing. Well, right as I say that, he ended up winning, so I was obviously wrong. But, that was very, very close. And I think that was due to a little bit too many mind games by Obito. and not enough, and by really good reads by Denev in the sense that he's learning, he's picking up things. So I think that's an interesting aspect about this fight. As you can tell that Denev is like a smart player. He's figuring out new things to do. He's trying something else. And that's something a lot of players, even when they aren't new, don't do when they start playing. And he's just doing stuff that Obito doesn't expect, and he's managing to land the free hits because of it. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good situation for him. He managed to land that L hit. I don't think Obito was expecting. He was trying to mind game him, and it's just really not working out. That was a rather large mistake. I don't feel like he is meaning to shield there. Obviously he was shielding in the wrong directions. There was probably some kind of mess up there. That was a really good read by Denev. I really like that. He ended up going back and doing the LL hit. Oh, it looks like he might be in trouble here. But again, Obito is trying to play the mind games, and I don't think it works out too well, just because Denev doesn't really have the experience to fall for the mind games, I suppose is the way to put it. Although he is managing to land the random hits that Denev really isn't expecting, and it looks like this fight is very close to coming to a close. Again, he's trying to mind game Denev. Oh, that was such a good backstep. He just stepped backwards and dodged that hit. But it was also another really good reactionary play by Obito to do his own backstep and then throw the shield. So he ended up winning. So that puts Obito in the semi-finals versus Rita Killer Bee. So I'm going to go back to the transition, try to contact the rest of the players. I know that Happy Red wants to fight. He's been messaging me about it plenty. So Obito takes that match 2-0. Let me update the brackets here. Two to 0. Submit scores. Oh, whoops, I messed up. Cancel. Whoops, that was odd. I had Denev winning the match. Or Denev going up 2-0 against Obito, but Obito winning the match. That was a small mistake. Alright, so it looks like... let me message a couple people to figure out who should be playing next. And I'm going to assume that most of the people who are in the tournament are actually watching the stream right now. So I'm going to... Oh god, I can't even think right now. So I'm just going to say that, tell you guys, before I start messaging other people, that there's probably only going to be 2 more rounds, and then the rest of the tournament is going to be hosted tomorrow, because I'm very exhausted right now. And I can't really keep commentating and streaming and running the tournament all at the same time. It's really difficult. But, and I kind of want to get the rest of the participants. Like, I want to figure out who's in the semifinals before I go around and tell everybody that, I don't even know. I can't even think right now. I feel bad. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the transition screen while we figure out who's going to be in the matches next. Should be really shortly that we get that sorted out, so I'll be right back again, probably 2 or 3, 5 minutes, something like that.